Well, we all know it's been a huge summer of cricket, a disappointing one for the Aussies losing the Ashes, but their comeback in the one-day series, well, it's been fantastic. Channel 9 commentator Mark Taylor joins us. Tell me, what's been your favourite part of this summer of cricket?
I've enjoyed the competition, although, as you say, the test matches were disappointing. We got thumped in 3 test matches, let's be honest. But I have liked the fact that the competition's been good, it's been fierce. I think there's been some good friendly rivalry though, and I have liked, as you mentioned, the fact that we've been able to fight back in this one-day series and win that.
I think the moment that England retained the Ashes is a standout, and for me that all goes back to the very first test in Brisbane. Last time round things started to go wrong for England in Brisbane and they ended up losing 5-0. They needed to arrest the situation there, and I think that the partnership between Trott and Cook was the partnership that really changed things around and got some belief into the England batting in particular.
Slats, what's been your favourite part of the summer?
I think the whole Ashes, I think it was great to see England turn up and prepare themselves and not win the thing, because I hate seeing that little urn stay with those guys, but I just think it was great to see a competitive series. Unfortunately, Australia couldn't sort of get themselves back in. It was a magnificent performance in Perth at the Wacker, but then it was the doldrums at the Boxing Day Sydney.
Do I need to go any further than the Ashes? Oh, it's a bit sad, isn't it? But we had what a great moment for English cricket to finally get back over here and win the series. Alistair Cook, magnificent. In fact, all England really, generally brilliant, wasn't it? Good to see the Aussies squirming for a little bit, but they've kind of come back well and dominated the one-day series.
Former English player, coach, selector, everything. And now, of course, commentator David Lloyd's joined us. Lloydie, what's been your favourite part of this summer?
Well, the cricket will take care of itself. Everybody's seen fantastic cricket. I always like a bit of fun. The funniest thing I've heard, and I've been around a long, long time, started in 1965. The best piece of banter I've ever heard would be at Brisbane, when England were 500 for 1 in the second innings on the flattest pitch imaginable, and there was nobody in the ground, not a soul. And Ricky Ponting had positioned himself at silly mid-on. We couldn't see him. He stood right in front of the batsman, almost stood next to the umpire. And a wag in the crowd shouted in a booming voice, a real grating Aussie voice. He said, "Good thinking, Ricky. The last catch that went to silly mid-on was 100 years ago. There's bound to be another one coming soon." So the cricket takes care of itself. That's the funniest thing that I've heard throughout the series.
Player of the summer in your eyes?
Player of the summer, very hard to go past Alistair Cook. I know he didn't play the one-dayers, but to make 700 plus runs in the Ashes series, when really he was one of the question marks England had coming into the series, he's hard to go past. From an Australian point of view, probably Shane Watson.
Well, the most effective player was Alistair Cook, and he came under a cloud. Is he going to be able to do it in Australia?
Well, I think Alistair Cook is the guy that got things going for the Englishman. I've mentioned the Brisbane Test match. He scored more runs than anyone else.
And Alistair Cook was probably the favourite player, an opener, and his hunger for performance.
And then James Anderson becomes a real key player for us and gets better and better. And there's some doubts whether he could really lead the English attack over here, and he kind of showed that that's definitely the case. So, and Swan chipped in. Everyone kind of did their bit. Trott's coming of age, so it all looks good and rosy for England. I'm not being.
Are you going to go through? Are you going to go through them one by one until we've covered the whole side?
What have we got? Do you want us to go through a bit more, or you got enough?